Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, we have news that TikTok is officially being sued by around 14 states for being addictive. And I'm definitely not against this, because it definitely is, and I think TikTok is still a hell platform. I know people have kind of calmed down on it recently, but I still am not a huge fan of it. There's so much fucking brain rot on there, it's insane. And I definitely think it's worse than basically any other social media platform in terms of risky shit you could see. But I don't know if suing it for being addictive is the right thing you can do here, because really every single social media is addictive. Like, there's just as many people who are addicted to fucking Instagram or Snapchat that there is TikTok, I would say. The only reason why there would be more people addicted to TikTok is just because TikTok has a higher user base. So I think suing it for being addictive and everything like that isn't the way to go. Sue it for something else. Like, I don't know, the fucking thousands of dangerous challenges that spawn on the app every single day. Next up, we have a few updates on Jack Doherty after his whole McLaren crash incident. One being that he's asking for donations after his crash. Really? Okay, I'm going to mention the second thing so I can talk about them together. But the second thing is that he gifted the cameraman that almost died in the car a jet ski. Now, for one, I'm going to assume that he only did this because he saw the backlash that he got. Because, okay, if he was truly concerned about his friend or felt bad, he would that would have been his first thing. Like, oh, are you okay, dude? Are you good? It wouldn't have been, yo, get the camera. We have to film this. Also, what if he was asking for the donations to pay for this goddamn jet ski? We don't know for sure, obviously, so I'm not confirming or denying that, but I would totally expect Jack Doherty to do something like this. He clearly doesn't give a fuck. A new Big Bang Theory spinoff is in the works, guys. Whoa, we totally needed that. I am glad that it's kind of going through, though, because I do want another Big Bang Theory spinoff. Like, as much as I don't want to see the franchise milked, at the same time, it's already being milked with, like, Young Sheldon and all that shit, and I just can't get interested in Young Sheldon. It's just, I don't know, I just can't. So the fact that we're getting something that takes place, like, after the original show is at least interesting, but I'm not sure if I like the characters they chose. The main one is Kevin Sussman's Stuart Bloom, and, it's not that I don't like the character. He was a perfectly fine side character, but I don't know if he can run a show on his own. Like, I would have rather had a spin-off on, like, I don't know, Howard or Raj. I get why some people wouldn't have, because they were the main characters of the original, right? So what's stopping them from just doing a season 13, or 14, whatever it would be, of Big Bang? But I don't know if Stewart was the right choice. But I guess I'll see what they do. I guess if the show is different, that's not a bad thing. Next up, we have something called Grand Theft Hamlet that is coming out in early 2025 in theaters. It's on streaming as well, but in theaters, and it's essentially a GTA 5 machinima of Shakespeare's Hamlet. Now, do I give a fuck about Hamlet? No. But the fact that we're seeing a machinima being created in today's day and age is so awesome, because machinima is basically a dead genre, and I don't think it should be, because it's such a not easy way by any means. Machinima is far from easy. I've made machinimas before, and it makes you want to tear your fucking brain out. But it's you have to admit that it's more simple than like actually making a movie, right? So I'm happy to see that it's not entirely dead, and that it's going to be getting exposure again by actually going into a theater. Like, the most popular machinima that I can think of is probably like Red vs. Blue, and that even never got to go into a theater, right? So the fact that this gets to go there is absolutely amazing. I might just go see it just to support machinima and just see how it looks overall. Will you guys go see this? Just some hilarious news. We have our first look at Blade in the new Marvel Blade game that was just announced, like less than a year ago, or hasn't even really been officially announced. I don't even know. But the fact that we got a look at something from the Blade game, and not the Blade movie that was announced 6 years ago, and we have nothing on it, aside from Mahershala Ali playing Blade, I just think it's absolutely hilarious. Nintendo did a playtest for a new Switch Online program where no one is allowed to disclose anything that they experienced. And the most interesting thing to me is that it closed after like 10 minutes. It was open to like 10,000 people. It wasn't even 10 minutes, no, it was open to 10,000 people, and in a fucking split second, it was closed. I didn't try and enter myself because I didn't know what was going on, but I heard from Arlo that he was on the recruitment page or whatever the second that it opened, but then when he clicked enter on the second it opened, it was already full. So 10,000 people in 1 second is absolutely insane. But as for what this online playtest could be, I really have no clue. It's obviously very secretive. Like, Nintendo rarely does secretive stuff like this, but I honestly have no clue. Maybe they're actually trying to put in like more actual like genuine online features like voice chat, or like I could see like maybe they were trying to find a way to like make online filters work so that they can still have a family friendly console, and you can't get away with like cursing on voice chat or shit like that. Like, that's the only thing I can think of, but I know it's not that, because I don't know why they'd be secretive about that. Let me know your theories in the comments below, because I'm very curious as to what this could be. I just wanted to talk about this crazy news from Ricky Berwick that we got. Now, I know the tweet I'm showing on screen seems pretty disturbing, but honestly, right now he's okay. He posted an update. Everything is fine now. He's with friends and everything. But basically, his mom has been like abusing him and stopping him from seeing friends and shit, and just like being himself this whole time. And it shows that abuse can really escape the public eye. Because if you ask me like, oh, is Ricky Berwick being abused or anything, like I would have no clue. So I'm just very glad that Ricky Berwick is in a better state from one news guy to another, or I guess a worse news guy to another. Because crippled news is way fucking better. I hope you're doing good, Ricky, and I cannot wait for you to come back to making videos. This is a fucking crazy situation. I hope Ricky Berwick can also get the power of attorney thing that his mom has over him taken off somehow, because I get why people would want, or like the government would want to have a power of attorney, and he probably needs one, but at the same time, just get someone else. Like, you get fucking Stinky Blue Rat, who's always in his videos, right? They seem like they actually fucking care about him, unlike his abusive mother. Elon Musk has unveiled Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot. It can essentially do anything like walking your dog, mowing your lawn, or babysitting your kids. Now, okay, mowing my lawn, sure. Walking my dog, I'm less sure of that. I'm sure the robot could accidentally like trip over my dog and crush him or something. And third, babysit my kids. No. I will never, in a million years, let a robot babysit my kids, unless it's like, it actually gets to a point where the robot is genuinely sentient. Because, yeah, sure, these robots are speaking. I will admit, the technology that they're using is cool as hell. But I'm not gonna have a robot babysit my kid. Like, I'd rather pay money to get a babysitter so that, for one, my kid's actually getting an actual human experience and they're not being raised by robots. Like, if they're raised by robots, it doesn't matter how humanoid a robot is. They're going to grow up like robots. And kids nowadays are already growing up somewhat like robots because they're just, like, glued to their screens at all fucking times. So, no, I'm not going to have this robot babysit my kids. Yeah, sure, it can mow my lawn, it can do whatever. But as for the robot making drinks as well, which it can apparently do, I have concerns over it kind of taking over jobs, much like AI, and how it's getting rid of actual creative jobs, right? Like, this robot is all fine and dandy for doing your own home chores to save you time, but I don't think it should be actually taking people's jobs, because that's just going to fuck the economy immensely. An untitled DC anime-style action comedy series is in the works at Cartoon Network. No way! An actual series on Cartoon Network that's not Teen Titans Go? Impossible. I cannot wait for the next MMA or WWE match, guys. It's going to be Conor McGregor versus KSI, because Conor McGregor wants to fight KSI for his shit song. And you know what? I think that just speaks volumes as to how bad the song really is. You have a person genuinely willing to throw down just because of how bad it is. KSI, just take the L at this point.